what's good, everybody? It's your girl, Ransom, and I am back with Tori. We're doing another episode without her man, but you'll see her man soon. It was a really good episode with the man behind the scenes. But, just say hi. Welcome back. It's great to have you back on the Vybez Don't Lie.
It's Tori. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy to be back.
How you doing? Happy to be. How did you feel about our first episode? All that interaction we got.
Oh, I had a great time. I'm ready. We need more interaction, more conversations, more questions.
All the stuff.
Yeah.
I heard a lot about that episode. I was like, look at that. Everybody. I mean, and then our reels was popping off.
Fun.
Shit was great. So
no, that was fun for sure.
I'm sure this one will hit the people too. We were talking the other day about self-esteem, confidence, body issues, seeing like how early it started, and then like how we've come into it now, and then also navigating like being with people who are like, yeah, shake that ass, show that ass, like who's a baddie, be a baddie.
Right.
So it is like, I didn't come with questions this time. I figured we would just
raw dog it.
Yeah,
let's do it. I love it.
Just get straight into
it.
Let's do it. I would say let's give a timeline at least. When do you feel like you started experiencing, like what age did you start noticing like flaws, body consciousness?
For me, that stuff was brought up like some of my earliest memories. I don't know about you, but like some of my earliest memories are the memories of looking in the mirror and judging myself or hearing things people say to you and those things sticking with you. So I don't think I've ever actually tried to put a time frame to that.
Yeah, no, that's real.
But that's like,
I've had time.
And that's one of the first things I kind of thought about, and I was like, oh wait, fuck, time frame. Time frame, like when did this all start? But like being very realistic, like I can early
like once you become conscious.
Early childhood, because we always look at ourselves and we look at things that are pretty, and then it even starts with Barbie dolls or whatever.
Did you play with dolls?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I loved Polly Pocket.
Yes, Polly Pocket was the shit, bro. Oh my god, it was so fucking tiny.
And I was totally
good times.
AUDHD and chew on them.
It just had the right texture. Yeah, that's 1,000%. I would say like for me, because like part of that, like my mom for my episode was like, "Do you think I'm a bad mom?" And I was like, "For what?" And I was just talking about my experience. She was like, "You were like 5 or 6 when that question came up about race," and I was like, I figured this shit was 9 because it came up. That's like really where I remember it. But like she's like, "Nah, it's like 5, 6." So given the 5, 6 range, that's pretty fucking young. Yeah. But I would say by like 7, 8 is when I started noticing like stomachs was a thing. And that was just because of my grandma. She'd always be like, it'd be like those little things like, what's that? And she'd point to your stomach and you're just like, wait, what about it?
My belly?
Yeah. And then
belly
she'd
button?
be like, it's pretty round or it's like pretty full. And it's like, I'm a kid. Like, and we all know like around like, I'd say like 8, 9, probably like 10, go through that weird phase. We're all kind of disproportionate. Like, got a little chunkiness, hair's not right.
Torso's too long.
Something's off. You're in that weird growth phase where you're just like, okay, they're about to hit puberty, but also, like, they're still a baby.
Yep.
And so I just know from there, and I was already very athletic at that point. Like, me and my brothers had been playing sports since, like, probably, like, I think I was 4 and he was, like, 3. So we'd always been very active. So it was not like we were ever actually, like,
can I ask, like, were you guys playing sports? Like, your parents had you enrolled in sports, or like you guys just okay?
Oh, 1,000%. And my brother was like competitive too, so
tight.
He was like his was baseball, mine was soccer, but we did everything else in between. So we played flag football, we did basketball, volleyball. I did softball for a second there. And you know what? Sports also brings up confidence issues, especially image.
Real.
Because
like softball.
Because. And then soccer. Because there's a point where my mom used to make me wear goggles, like prescription goggles, and like.
Tight.
No, like that was
now
like,
that I'm adult, I'm like, that's so cool.
You know what?
An electric scooter, like.
I'm telling you, no, like, because I used to wear glasses up until like, I think I stopped wearing them in elementary because like my mom sat on them and she was like, "That's it. That was your round of glasses. I hope you can see."
And she sat on them.
They were literally on the pillow, and look, I can't be mad because they were these pretty teal ass glasses, but like the bed sheet was like this weird ass greenish color, so they blended in.
Girl, you were a child. You can be mad.
But
your
I literally
mama sat
was
on
like,
I
was like, wait, and she just sat on that shit, and I was like,
that's so funny.
I was
so
like,
funny.
No, and they were my, like, you have your favorite glasses because
you
get them.
They're the ones that make you look cute instead of making you look stupid or dorky or whatever.
I'll just be without glasses. But yeah, so like wearing goggles, she was like, Ransom, I don't know, I think you're going a little cross-eyed when the ball's coming. And I was like, wow, it was really just like depth perception, but like whatever. Eyes were trying to figure it out, so she tried to make me wear goggles, so I was already like, I felt like a loser. Like, yeah. Goggles? Nobody else was wearing goggles.
Was she making you feel like a loser, or were the other kids also making
Nobody
you feel like
said
a loser?
it. I think kids knew better than to say something to me. But it was like, I just felt that way immediately, where I was just like, oh, now I stand out.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
That's a valid point. Sometimes insecurities don't just come from people saying things, but just from standing out. Like, I'm one of those
like,
people
I know
where,
I'm different.
Yeah, well, and I struggle with attention. Like, even coming on the podcast initially, I was like, oh, wait, it's a video. This isn't just, like, my voice. I have to be in front of a camera. So I love talking to people, but at the same time, I shut down so quick in front of people, or where I feel like I'm singled out or I'm being looked at. So that's a valid point. But I think a lot of what you said, too, is, like, how much of that comes from home. Yeah. Rather than from our peers. Like, at a certain age, it definitely starts from our peers. I feel like that's more middle school, like maybe 5th grade, but more middle school, high school, where it comes from peers. But those early years, like even for me, it was 100% from family, 100% from my grandma, 100% from my aunties, 100% from my male cousins, like, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, in your family, did you have, like, a thing where it was, like, I don't know, I would say, like, in my family, the boys are valued more than the girls, but when it comes to the girls, it's like, you have a fucking presence, and you better put on your lipstick, put on your makeup, aren't you wearing dresses, and oh my god, I used to be like, oh, I don't want to wear dresses anymore. I used to be so pissed, so I would, like, purposely start dressing like a guy, just because, and so then she couldn't, like, feel like, oh, she's going through a phase. Yeah. So it was, like, easier to be like, oh, okay, like, she doesn't want to wear any dresses. She wants to wear fucking pants and a suit. Like,
you probably look so fly, too.
I sure the fuck did.
Looks so fly.
But it was also just, like, that was part of, like, kind of the rebellion of being like, I don't want to be a traditional girl. Like, I don't like wearing makeup. I don't want to wear lipstick. I don't need the red lipstick. Yep. Red was it. And it was like...
Red was it.
Red was it. So it's like, yeah, going to school, you had to dress a certain way. You couldn't look like... You know, and also then just coming from, like, not having a lot of money, it was like, we can't look like we don't have money. So it was like, you better dress and act right. You better act like you got some manners and that, like, you're good. So it's like, yeah, and then, like, for you, like, did they have a standard with, like, how you were supposed to present?
Mine was very, I mean, yes and no, like, not to that extent by any means. I went through I'm just going to be blunt, I went through my, like, promiscuous stages young because my dad died when I was 12, and that crave for masculine energy came into play super, super early, and I also had an abusive stepdad at home. Right. And my abusive stepdad, like you just call it what it is. It's not like he, like, raped me, but he was always really touchy, like, always really touchy. Like, he would slap us on the ass and, like, think it was a joke, and, like, bro, I'm a child. Like, I was 5. I was 5, so it was constantly, like, I always sought out that male validation, but also my mom was technically a single mom because my stepdad hated us. His thing was always get the kids away from you. Yeah. So, like, I got to do a lot of shit that I should not have been able to do. I had a lot of access to shit I shouldn't have had access to. Like, I fucking sold my first bag of weed when I was in, like, 5th or 6th grade. Jeez. Just because of the people I was allowed to be around. But my mom tried so hard to, like, keep me modest and keep me whatever. And bro, I mean, right before we had family pictures, I fucking butchered my hair, like, did everything. I'm so embarrassed now. I look at the family photos. That shit was, I mean, I chopped it. Shortest layer was, like, right here. Oh. Bangs too short. Bleach blonde, like, threw some sun in and went and sat outside for 4 or 5 hours so that shit would turn white, yellow. Yeah. Like, just did whatever I could to be like, no, fuck you.
That reminds me of when I painted my hair, like, I bleached the underside of my hair because my friend was like, yo, let me bleach your hair, because she was, like, learning how to bleach hair. So I was like, well, here, do, like, the backside so, like, I don't get in trouble, which I think is kind of funny now when I think about it. It's like, why would I get in trouble to have, like, my hair done? It wasn't like I was doing it for any other reason than to have my hair cut. But it's a control thing for sure. Yeah. And, like, my mom has always prided herself with being like, I kept you out of the barbershop talk. And it's like, yeah, well, hiding me at home also made me extremely naive. In a sense, where it's just like when it came to, like, middle school, where it's like, oh, okay, we're well endowed, puberty hit, 5th grade, so it was like coming into middle school, it was like, oh, it's got tatas, bodies though coming out.
When did you get boobs?
Oh, that was like the first thing I
Me
got.
too.
Well, and I got that
super
before
young.
I even hit puberty, I think, because when I was playing soccer, there was a point where my mom was like, you're going to have to strap up. And I was like, for what? She was like, they're flapping too much. And I'm like, I think now, though, like, I wonder how different my chest would be if they were able just to flap, because that's just muscle. And it would have to adjust.
100%.
But instead, I gave it
100%.
support. So it was like, I used to have to wear, so I used to wear sports bras a lot. And I used to actually
double them up.
That, and I also didn't care to wear regular bras.
Okay.
Because I was just like, I don't care to be
It's not
seen like
comfy,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, give me the uniboob. I don't want to see two separate definitions of my titties. Like, I don't
want them to be the focus.
Yeah, I don't need them to be the focus. It was already like one of those where it's like, I'd say it's like the microaggressions or like the subtleties of like your parents or your grandma's talking, and they're like talking about how you're growing up fast, and like they're like, oh, look at her, and and like worried about what like men would say or like how boys are gonna react,
because it's projection. Like we forget about how many of our parents were either molested or born in that time where you're not allowed to say no to your husband, which is still being put in that same fucking boat. So it's like they're like, oh my god, I'm so scared, which is valid, but you have to find the and
I don't feel like I had much of a choice either, because there was a point where they like just showed me bras and they were like, choose one. And I was
were you in elementary school then? You were like,
I think I was going into middle school.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe even a little bit later, because I tried so hard to hold off.
Really?
On wearing like a regular bra.
Okay.
And so yeah, I would say by middle school though, I started like getting more used to it, and so it was like, okay, but like that's also where it got really weird, because it was like, I've had both change when it came to men, where it's like one guy was like, oh, I want you to show more. And then coming to being older, where they're like, we don't want you to show anything. Fucking,
I don't want nobody looking at you.
Your ass. Yeah, like we don't want anybody to see what you got. Don't even want them to imagine that you could have an hourglass under there or something.
Yeah, don't even wear shit that's too tight, even if it covers you neck to toe. Don't let it be form-fitting.
Sweat's gotta be real baggy. Like we don't want nothing to be seen, versus having that first where it was like, oh no, I want you to wear V-necks and show off, and it's like, you don't care that your friends are looking at me?
It's like, no.
Yeah, weird shit, bro. Like weird ass shit. But that was also when I started getting pushback from girls, where it was like, you could tell the girls who were like, oh, absolutely. And then it was like, you got tatas. Like I was telling someone the other day, I was like, I remember we were sitting in class, and like, I don't know why my boobs were the topic of like discussion, but apparently
when you got big boobs that young, they're the topic of conversation.
And like,
often.
But it was just barely coming to my attention that this has been a topic of discussion. So I'm like, you guys are just talking about my chest.
Ransom
and like,
with the big boobs.
Yeah, literally. And this like, this fat gay guy, I forget his name. I think he started with like K. What the fuck was his name? I want to say Keith, but we already had a Keith. But they might have been both Keiths. But like, he just comes over with a pencil and just like stabs me in one of them, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And he was like, see, they didn't pop, like they're real. And I'm like, we're in public school. You think if I could get fake titties, I'd be here?
Yeah,
I'd be like private school. Like I would live in my fucking
that's
best
the first
life.
thing on your fucking mind. Versus, bro, this dude just tried to touch my tits.
Yeah, no. The first thing was just like, oh, they're not fake. And I was like, why would you even think that at this age, like 13? And then I'm like, that's when I started thinking.
And what makes you think it's okay to try to stab me with a pencil?
Thank you, but also it's just like I don't know. Like I understand the whole like, because girls used to stuff so much.
Yeah, 100%.
And I never had.
But what makes you think? And even if you could, why? What you gonna pop it? It's not a balloon, bruh.
And even if there was a thing in there, like, that's not how they work.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, one, we're so miseducated here. But then, two, that just shows that people already had this understanding of, like, kids could get work done very early. And, like, it's just normal.
Well, and it shows people's entitlement over people's bodies, too. Like, as soon as you become something that people view as sexually or aesthetically pleasing, as soon as that happens, people feel entitlement to you. And that's the weirdest thing. And even if it's entitlement from our parents and thinking like, oh, I'm gonna help you dress, or I'm gonna help you this, like we don't realize how much of that is entitlement and is control. Because I got boobs in like 4th grade, and I mean huge. And I will never forget, it was me and this girl Shailene Jackson. We both had, and I mean like C's in 4th and 5th grade. I had no fucking idea what to do, but I loved them at first. Like, at first I didn't know they were there. Then I loved them. And then by middle school, come like 6th, 7th grade, I will never forget this moment. I was in science lab with Connor Logan, and his mom was a teacher.
Not the whole
Creepy
government.
ass Connor Logan.
Connor.
And his mom was a teacher there, too. And his mom was a teacher there. And I remember all these names. We were in Miss East class. I remember this so specifically, and we were assigned lab partners.
Yeah.
And no joke, this is how this kid looked at me.
I'm screaming. No hiding it either.
And I was like, Miss East, like, I need help. And she comes over and she's like, what's the problem? And while this teacher is standing, there's kids still.
Do you see this? Like,
and I'm like, I need a new lab partner. Like, this is not, like, this is not okay by any means. And he was totally cool with it. Like, and this was not, like, he was not special. He was not slow. He was a very highly intelligent kid, from my understanding at that time.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing, is I think so much of us are like, oh, miseducation, this. Bro, miseducation, my ass. You know damn well that you're not supposed to touch people, but you create things in your mind at such a young age to give yourself permission to do things because you see adults doing it.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm gonna sit here and stare at her titties because I see my dad do that to the lady at the gas station every time we go to fill up.
Right. It's like so much of what kids do is what they learn at home. So it's like they gotta learn it from somewhere.
Literally.
Or what are they watching? Like, I don't know.
And by that point, I was like, and I had them covered up, and they were like, same thing. I was on the sports bras, uniboob. Like, I don't want people looking at me anymore. And keep in mind, my dad died the summer going into 6th grade. So I got out of that, like, I want people to see me. It started out really insecure, and then come 8th grade comes more, let me show the world. Yeah, let me jump in my, that's where my promiscuity started to come in more.
Oh, 1,000%.
But like, it's so weird how early and how different those things start. Now that I'm saying all this, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I have a daughter. She better not go through. If she have a Connor Logan gonna get fucked up if he mess with Nubia.
1,000%. But no, for real, because it's just like those things were so normal at the time where you're just like, oh yeah, this is what we know.
Like, I didn't even tell my mom about that. Yeah. The school didn't even call my mom. Like, it was never. And I mean, not that they. I mean, now that I'm a mom, like, yeah, y'all better tell me about that. But like at the time, like, I didn't go home. I didn't tell my mom. It wasn't like but at the time, I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was so traumatized. But my thought was never, I better go tell my mom. I better,
Yeah, no. It's like, my mom was a safe space in the sense of, like, if anything happened, like, I know I could call, but also it's like, if we don't have to involve her. Like,
my mom wanted to be a safe space, but I had an abusive stepdad. Her main thing was making sure that we didn't get the brunt of that stuff. So there was so much that she missed. So, like, she was my safe space in the sense, but at the same time, like, she was also walking this fine line of, like, trying to be present but also maintain her marriage, and part of her marriage was, like, super disciplining us. Like, my mom took me to go get UAs and would let a grown man pat me down, and I don't think she realized how much that affected me. Like, this old fat nasty white dude touching, even if it's that's my ass. That's my pockets right by my vagina. Like, and he had to touch my boobs to make sure I didn't have stuff in there. And this wasn't even like a state UA. This was my mom being scared that I was going to fall into the same path as my brother, because my brother started selling meth in high school. Right. So it was like all this insecurity, but I'm like, I don't think you realize, like you don't touch me. Don't be letting people touch you. Don't let people touch your kids. Like,
did you even, like, have that, kind of like segues into a different subject, but just to have the knowledge of, like, did you even have the conversation with your parents of, like, the birds and the bees and, like, what is consent?
No, that was a school thing. No, we did they did the fucking period thing, and I will never forget the song. It was like, just around the corner. It was so stupid. And it was like, and then they showed us, like, pictures of penises and vaginas that had herpes and all these different diseases, to be like, this is what you're gonna look like if you have sex and get diseases.
If you have sex, you'll die.
And this is what and then this is what your period is gonna look like. So, like, they did the sex part with the diseases together with the kids, and then they separated the boys and girls and had the girls watch the video on, like, what your period's like and stuff. And now I'm grown. I'm like, y'all should have the boys in there too, so they understand what a period is like, because you just educating us on this, and then y'all in the other room educating boys on boners. Like, they're in 5th grade. They know what a boner is by now. I promise you.
He wakes up every morning. Bro, having brothers is so humbling. Like, there's just this shit they do, and you're just like.
I have a son now. He's about to be 1, and I'm like, oh my gosh, little boys and little girls are, like, so different, and they're both just full of
No. And speaking of, because it brings in like the confidence that comes with puberty, how did you feel when your cycle started? Like, were you happy? Were you because like for real, I'll never forget all the girls. Like, once it was like the summer leading up to 5th grade, that's where I thought it was my karma, because I was talking so much shit that had happened. Mm-hmm. But like all these girls, and I had went to like a predominantly white school, so it's like very different, and they're like, oh my god, I can't wait to have puberty, and I'm gonna grow into my chest, and everything's gonna, and they're just talking about it so like glamorously, and I'm like, so y'all want to bleed every month? You want to go through pain?
Do you understand?
Do you understand what you're asking for? I was like, I don't want to go through any of that shit. Fuck that. Look, Tata having titties was already enough. I'm okay. Enough. And then the summer started, and I was like, God, I did it.
Why me? Why
bro?
Me?
And I will never forget, because like, one, that just shows the lack of education, because like the way mine came in is not how they talk about periods. No. You're thinking like the walls are just gushing. It's like fucking Niagara Falls.
You're gonna have to flush the toilet while you're sitting.
You're gonna be bleeding down your legs as everything's coming down, and that's not at all how it happened for me. If anything, it came out, which in a sense is spiritual too, but it came out brown first, which is old blood, stagnant. So then that also brings up questions where I'm like, did something happen? Because like, why is that barely just coming out? Anyway, that is like, yeah, so it comes into this whole thing, but for the longest time I just thought I wasn't like wiping my ass correctly,
right?
Because I was just like, what the fuck is
brown.
going on? It's brown. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, my mom's gonna kill me, thinking like like my brother doesn't know how to wipe his ass, so like
my mom's gonna kill me. I forgot how to wipe my ass
because I don't know how to wipe my ass, dead ass. So there is a point where she's doing laundry, and I'm like, oh god, let me just go tell her. So I go, Mom, when you're doing laundry, if you notice anything weird, I swear to God, I have been washing my asshole raw. No, I swear to you, that's literally how I was. I was like, Mom, I promise you, I have been scrubbing so much, like it burns at this point. And she was like, wait, Ransom, what? And then she starts looking, and she's like, which is also just like awkward, because like you're looking at my underwear. She's inspecting my underwear. And she's like, oh, Ransom, I think you started your period. And I was like, huh? I was like, the period? She was like, yeah, oh my God.
Like, it's never gonna go away now?
Yeah, she's like, you started your period, we just gotta go get you, like, okay, like, let's start with pads and panty liners.
Sorry.
And I was just like, I just remember breaking down in the middle of the laundry room, just started crying, and I was like, oh my God, everything these bitches just asked for is now my fault. Like, I was so fucking devastated, because it was just like, because my mom also is the type who was very much anti-period, to where she willed her body not to have one, which is like not a good thing to do energetically. But like, she did it, and that also just proved to me how much power we have over our fucking body, because she was like, I've never had a period, like, I've made sure I don't. And I'm just like, so it put me in a mindset where I was like, shit, let me get on that level.
Oh, we're going to have to talk about that too, because, So,
like...
In utero trauma, my aunt opened me up to that, and mind blown. Yeah. Absolutely mind blown.
So, like, were you happy?
No, not at all. So, my dad died September 19th, very beginning of my 6th grade year. I spent my summers with my dad. My dad was like, country boy, ranch hand on someone's farm, taught me how to weld, taught me how to just rode horses. I got to be a little cowgirl. Yeah. So I love being with my dad. But you don't talk about that stuff with your dad.
Oh, no.
No, you don't talk about that stuff with your dad. So this was at the time that like my stepdad started trying to gain more control over me, because my sister was on the way out. My brother was already out, and he got my brother, like he's the one that called the cops on my brother for selling drugs, got him put in military school. Damn. So my sister's on the way out. He's trying to get more control over me. So I spend the summer with my dad, but they're trying to get me to come back home to at least visit, because I told him I want to move in with my dad. Like, I don't want to live with you anymore. I don't want to live with him anymore. I want to live with my dad. Yeah. And when I came home, I had started my period and didn't say nothing to my mom, and my sister had pads somewhere. So I had just been using her stuff and throwing them in the trash can. Well, when I went back to my dad's house, and again, he was a ranch hand on a farm. I'm out in the field, like, hanging out with the cows and the horses and stuff. And my dad was funny as shit. He was like 5'6" on a good day.
Screaming.
We went to Mexico to go get his teeth pulled so he could get dentures put in. Like, my dad was... Rest in peace, love you, Pops. But he was a mess. I love him. This man comes running out in his fucking cowboy boots. Tori! freaking the fuck out, and comes and scoops me up. I'm like, Dad, what's going on? He's like, your mom said that you started your period. The bull, you have to get on the other side of the fence right now. And
because the animals pick up all that shit. Oh,
and my dad is over here.
He's like, oh my God, she's about to get involved.
Yeah, he's running through, and so my dad brings me on the other side of the fence, and I'm mortified. I'm like, Dad, how did you know?
Yeah.
And he's panting. He's like, your mom called me. I'm like, how did Mom know? He goes, like, she went through the trash can.
They be going through the trash can, bro, and that shit's crazy.
I think I had it piled. Like, I don't even think she had to go through it, bro. I think I had it piled and was like afraid to take it out or something. Like, I don't think she had to look very hard.
That's real. That's so real.
So I was so fucking mad at my mom. I was so offended. I'm like, how dare you tell my dad? Like, you saw the pads in there. You knew that I knew how to take care of it. Like,
yeah, like, shut
but my
the fuck
dad,
up.
like, I didn't understand that process of nature. I'm like, cows breed with cows. What do you mean? My dad's like, no, the bull would have tried. The bull would have killed you.
1,000%.
And I was like, oh.
Bruh, see, my stepdad only found out because I went to a sleepover, and my dog used to like to get into like all my
shit.
No,
yeah, dogs are nasty.
Dogs be fucking nasty. Fucking ops. And that motherfucker came, and so like she picks me up and she's like, Ransom. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, just want to let you know that your stepdad found out.
He probably like, more mortified than you.
Bro, 1,000%. He was not prepared. I was like, what do you mean? And it wasn't that I was mad that he knew. It was just more so like, I wanted to be able to have that conversation to be like when it started, if I needed to ask, be like, hey, Pops,
go get me some
I'm
things.
gonna need some shit.
Help.
Didn't get that. So my dog apparently went through my fucking drawer. Luckily, it was a clean one. It was a clean pad. Thank God.
Oh, cool.
But like took it out and took it to the living room and was like fucking around. So my dad was like, "What the fuck is that?" Picked it up and he was like, "This ain't your mother's." And then it like dawned on him.
Hey, that was really nice of your dog, though. Usually they'd be doing really nasty shit.
I mean, the amount of times that dog took my underwear, it didn't matter. Clean or dirty, the motherfucker was.
My sister had a dog that ate the crotch out of her.
I'm telling you,
all of her underwear. She'd go to pull it up, and they would just keep going because there'd be no crotch.
No fucking, it used to be the fucking worst. I'm like, nah. But that was like, but I remember getting pushback from my mom when she found out that I transitioned from pads to tampons without telling her.
See, I mean, and like, moms, we love you. We're not talking shit about you. We love you. Like, we're growing, we're learning, we're trying to be the best moms ever. But like, that's the entitlement we talk about over our bodies.
Yeah, because like, why do I gotta tell you?
Yeah, and like, you know, I choose pads now, like, especially spiritually. Like, I know the stuff. I'm not putting stuff in there, but like. At that time, I'm trying to do what makes me comfortable, what makes me feel confident. And for all you know, I done forgot to change that shit and had a little blood streak on my booty,
bro,
and went through some shit at school. So no, I'm gonna throw a tampon, and you know, like that's the entitlement over our bodies. And then you feel so insecure because you're like, oh my God, am I a slut now because I'm using a tampon? Like.
Talking about, hey mom, can you come bring me some new
pants? And you got to bring them to the bathroom so now everybody knows what's going on.
Or it takes that one girl to be like, hey,
she shit herself.
Ransom, you got something going on. I was like, what? And I was
I thought you were gonna say that one girl that told everybody you shit yourself instead of your period.
Nah,
I saw Ransom's mom bringing her pants.
If anything, I dealt with racism, but not that type of bullying. It was like,
I beat girls up in high school, and I got some fun stories with that. I beat girls up. Yeah,
as you should.
The ones that needed to be beat up. I was not necessarily the bully.
You know, I had heavy hitters. Sometimes people wanted to fight. Somebody would step in. I'm like, I got it like that. Thank you. Hey. But yeah, no, it was just so weird because like I went to my friend's house, and especially too when I first started, like, you know, periods evolve as you do. Started like 7 days straight, and it was, bro, first 3 days I was dying. Pampering, sign me up. Like, give me the fentanyl. Like, fuck.
Give me the fentanyl.
Give me the fucking fentanyl because of how fucking bad it was. Like,
really?
The amount, like, how heavy it was, and just like you're like, I might be anemic after this because
literally,
like, fuck. And then it was like, so there was a point where I was like, okay, I don't want to really wear pads. My friend had tampons, so I was like, sure, let me do it. And then my mom apparently was like going through the trash, I think, and was like, are you done with your period or something? Like, and I was like, oh, I like used a tampon, like, or whatever. And she was just like, what? You use what? And I was like, bruh, I feel like the girl from Mean Girls. I have a heavy set vagina. Like, I need jumbo fucking tampons. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what else to do. But like, oops. But like, yeah. And I was just like, it was just like really weird. But at that point, I think it was like, she didn't fight. Like, she was just clearly upset. But then it was just kind of like, okay, I guess this is like what you're doing now. Yeah. And it was like,
well, and part of it, it's like, is that entitlement over our bodies, or is that the like I'm missing out on a milestone. And I think that's something we also have to remove as parents is like I missed it. Like, I wanted to be the one to show you how to use a tampon type stuff.
It's like community, bro.
Yeah,
we're all girls. I should be able to ask girls.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes girls our own age is a little like, and I'm not saying our moms aren't safe. We should be able to go to our moms for everything, but you also have to be able to find like safety in other girls that are going through the stuff at the same time as you, because quite frankly you came from a time where y'all douched, and that's not safe.
No. And also, like, I don't even think I got that whole like the training down of like, hey, you ain't got a pad, fucking wrap that shit up with toilet paper. Like, I think that just came instinctual. It's like some of those things we got where it's like, fuck, I need to put like hella like paper towel. It's a humbling time. Even
we
to
are
this
some
day.
smart ass creatures. We know how to handle it.
It's like, we
if
can't
we
just
need
be
to
out here.
handle it, we finna handle it. Yeah,
plug that up somewhere.
I took one of my bras off one time.
Ooh, I hadn't had to do
2
that, but I've
bras.
definitely had to throw a lot of underwear away because I was just like,
no,
not
took off the
salvageable.
sports bra, folded it up. There was no toilet paper.
Oh, no.
Oh, girl.
No, for real. So, like, okay, and then I know we had talked about, so segue to, like, where I'd say the worst of the body dysmorphia happened for me was, like, I'd gained almost 200 pounds.
How old were you when that happened?
Oh,
Like, were you in high school still?
Yeah, because in my senior photos I was definitely chunky, and that wasn't even like the
That's
most
me
of
too.
it.
I was chunky in my senior photos,
but that was also because, like, so you talked about going through a promiscuous stage. Mine was promiscuous in the sense of like, oh, I need to get married to get the fuck out of here. Like, the only way I'm gonna be able to do what I want is to find me a man, and then I can just do whatever, and I don't have to worry about my parents, and they don't have to worry about me because I already got a job. They have a job. Like,
I'm adult
mindset at like 14. Hell yeah. And so woo, it's like the lives I've lived already. But it's like, no, for real. It's like, what? Like, Ransom, come on. Literally. If only somebody told you to honor your childhood a little bit more and have been like, you're gonna be fine.
Literally.
But hey, the choices we make, it made me get here, so I mean, love it.
Love us.
But like that, like meeting him, it was like, he's Mexican, so we was eating. And then there was a point where like you just get comfortable. I always like to call it like the freshman 15. You always gain weight. And this is just like being in whatever. But like at that point I had stopped doing sports and I wasn't being active at all. I wasn't even working out. And like, I don't know, it's one of those, like, I feel like when you look in the mirror you don't notice it. You're just like, oh yeah, no, I'm good. Until like you see something and then you're like, oh my god, I'm a fat bitch, like, and I can't unsee it all. No, because like the biggest thing for me was like I knew I was hitting like my peak with it and I was like, oh, I want to wear jeans again because all I could wear was leggings. And you know, you go through the legging phase, you're like, leggings are everything. Oh my god. They're not. They're really not. And they also enable you to keep eating more because they're stretchy. They're stretchy, so they're not tight like that unless you get those ones that are. But I went to go get jeans. No. Oh. Oh. I still see them to this day, and I'm like, oh. But it was like, I went to get jeans, and I think it was a size 18. And normally I'm a size 12. Now I'm like a 10 or an 8. And I was like, 18?
How dare you?
And like, they weren't cute. And I was like, oh my god, these are straight jeans. They're not like straight leg. Like, they weren't skinny.
They were just,
they
just fit you jeans.
They just fit you jeans if you need jeans. And I was like, this is disgusting. They fit you jeans if you need jeans. It was like I had this whole, and my mom had that conversation because she battled like body weight a lot, where it was like, we don't want to dress the size that we are. We want to dress the size that we feel comfortable at, which was not what it was. So it was like, okay, let me start like working out and doing stuff. And then in the midst of that, I did start trying to work out, which then my partner at the time was like, what are you working out for?
Yeah, I like you this way.
What do you... And I would be like, hey, you want to come to the gym with me? Like, gyms are kind of intimidating. And he'd be like, for what? Are you trying to say, like, I need to lose weight? And I'm like, surprisingly, you look fucking fine, and I'm the one who's gained all the fucking weight. Like,
that don't mean your heart don't. I
gained a whole 100 pounds, and you've maintained your weight this entire fucking time. You're just not toned with it. I swear to God. Crazy. I'm like, bro, you eat more than me. But whatever. And so it was like, I started getting pushback on that end of like, what are you doing?
From him,
why are you losing weight? Yeah, who is this for? Who are you trying to impress?
The insecurity.
Which then started making me be like, what was you doing? You trying to fat me up?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm still cute.
You putting some.
I'm still cute, but like, yeah, it just might take me a little longer to breathe.
I'm weak. A little longer to breathe.
It might take me a minute to catch up, but when I'm there, Sold.
I'm there.
There. And like also it was just like I had so many insecurities in that relationship too that just like showed in a lot of like body ways. But like it was like finally like one day I was like, I also believe in that theory now where it's like you go red and like shit starts changing for you go red. And I started changing my hair red. And I was like, I didn't see it at the time.
Okay.
But after it happened,
it's
I was
cool
like,
reflecting and looking back.
Yeah, looking back, I'm like,
oh,
the red set me off 1,000%.
Got
Like,
it.
I started choosing me and started doing, like, all these things for me. But I started losing weight, and I started taking this one medication, which is, I'm pretty sure is, like, the shit you see now. And they were like, it helps you to not think about food, but you also won't have cravings. And I was like, sold! Say less.
Let's do it.
Bro, dropped, like, 60 pounds in, like, 3-4 months. Crazy amount of weight because I wasn't eating.
Right.
I wasn't getting no cravings for water, nothing. And then I started having fainting spells, and I was like, I should probably stop this. I think I've lost enough weight that I can.
Important.
I think I can do this by myself. But like that, like looking back at those pictures now, even then, like I still try to look at myself in those old pictures with love to be like, I know there's a part of me that cringes because it's like, you thought you were cute. It's not to say you weren't cute, but it was like, honey, your confidence was like really high.
Which is beautiful.
Which it wasn't, but it was like, it was like you held it on, but it was like, that 200 pounds really did a lot for you.
It did.
And I know you talked about having 200.
Mine was the same. Like, my experience and how I got there was totally different. But, like, one thing I want to say leading up to this is just one thing I've really realized is it almost seems like every time I learn to love who I'm looking at in the mirror is when my body changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, so, yeah, you have all this confidence and stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm big, I'm this and this, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, I'm losing weight.
True.
Or you get confident in being little, and finally you're at a point where you feel good, and you're like, oh, shit, now I'm fat.
Yeah.
So it always seems like when you finally hit your comfortable stage, but at the same time, that's beautiful. It's like, oh, when I finally learn to love myself as is when I'm able to transform.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But for me, mine was totally different. So I went into my 8th grade year. Like, you know, it's when Facebook, all that stuff started. Yeah. I had gotten the attention of like a sophomore or something like that. But it was my high school boyfriend. So when I got in freshman year, he was a junior. Dirtbag. He sucked. He always, like, he cheated on me regularly. At one point, he was cheating on me with my best friend. Like, I was going to pick her up for school, and he was leaving her house type shit. And then when I found out, this bitch disappeared.
Of
course.
Like,
Tori's gonna kick my ass.
1,000%. Because what friend
does
does
that?
First of
all, well, I would in the heat of the moment. However, I don't even got time for you after that. Like, both of you know, thankfully I grew quick. But my self-confidence issues really started with a lot of that. I can't say started. My body changing and my body image changing the way it did was around that time. Like, he was cheating on me with her, and then he cheated on me with this other girl that ended up becoming his girlfriend. But he gave me chlamydia. And it was
he burned
like,
you.
When I tell you, I was distraught. Like, I went to the clinic, and the clinic I went to was one of those religious-based clinics because I didn't want my mom to know at the time. I think I was 16.
Yeah.
And they told me that they were fucked up. I'm like, I almost want to look it up now and find out if they're still around, but they told me that I probably wouldn't be able to have kids because since I got it so young, there was probably some swelling or scarring or some shit in my fallopian tubes.
God damn.
They said they mortified
said, look, don't
me.
even
like,
try it.
Yeah, I thought I was done. I was like, I'm never going to be able to have kids because they're off the market.
You're off the market, bitch.
I'm like, I'm
Disabled.
never going to be able to have kids because of this man. Like, when I got the positive test, I actually went over to his house and beat the shit out. Oh, I beat the shit out of him.
Should.
I smoked weed in high school, and I had this pipe that was almost like a ninja star, and I put that bitch in between my knuckles. Bro, and his mom.
I love that for you.
I told his mom what had happened when I jumped into the house, and she was like, at first she was pissed, and then she realized what happened, and she was like, fuck yeah, Tori!
Beat his ass! Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna beat his ass after you.
Pressed. So, handled all that, but after that is when I started gaining weight. So, like, same thing. My senior year of high school, like, I remember my senior picture was actually me and my dog at the time, and it was just my face, so because I was so insecure about it, and I had chubby face, and I was at that point where, like...
Were you a stress eater? Or did you, like, it was just kind of like... It came.
Mine, I feel like all my body transformations have been very spiritual, very, like, like I have never really been able to correlate anything to eating.
I blame birth control for a lot of mine too.
Well, and I tried birth control too, and I had issues with birth control early on. Like I got the
that bitch arm. Got me fucked up.
I laid in my high school boyfriend's bathroom, and I tried to cut it out of my own arm because it was fucking with me so much. But again, I got it without my mom knowing. I got it without my mom knowing when I was seeing my sister in California.
I still got the little scar.
Me too. I got my
I've been branded. Branded with the birth control that they always try to give you.
So I think that definitely contributed to it too, but like it was just, I got big. I was over 200 pounds. I think I was like, and I'm only 5'2". I think you and I are close to the same height. So it was like I was over 200 pounds. And like I remember looking at my senior picture, and I was at that point where like I knew I was big and I hated myself. So I purposefully got these ugly ass black glasses that just made me like I was kind of trying to play that role of like, I know I'm ugly and I'm trying to embrace it.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So like I was like really down low on myself. Like life was life. And that was probably like one of the times in my life where I had like really low self-value, like especially in terms of like men and stuff like that. And then I started losing weight because finding my validation in all the wrong places. When my dad died, my grandma had money. He had a bunch of siblings. Since he passed away, his inheritance went to me, my brother and sister. My brother and sister had already had theirs because they were over 18. I didn't get mine until I turned 18.
Gotcha.
So I went to Brazil, used a lot of that money to go to Brazil and hang out with one of my friends, and had like the best fucking time in my life. And that's where a lot of that weight came off, just from walking around and stuff. But as soon as I came back, I developed a drug habit. So it started with just like, oh, you know, white girls doing coke. Everybody was doing coke because it was either coke or heroin.
Yeah,
up there,
if you had to choose between the two.
All my high school friends were doing heroin. Like the guys that were like my best friends, that were like my road dogs, were deep into that. Like one of them, I didn't even think was gonna come out of it. So, and then my brother developed a heroin addiction after that, so I had to like cut myself out of that friend group. But for me, I was like, coke is okay, it's not heroin. And then I was one of those people where I was just like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, I'm gonna listen to it. So then I learned how to turn it into crack. And then I learned that from the True song.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like I told you that. The
step-by-step instructions.
And it's because they literally give you step-by-step instructions in the song on how to do it. And then it just went from there. So I developed a drug habit. I lost a shit ton of weight way too quick. My boobs were the first thing to disappear. And it was so sad. I went from, and that was at a time where you're like, I'm a woman. Like, so it was like when I lost weight, the things that disappeared were the things that made me feel like a woman. Yeah. My boobs and my butt were like, and I was like, fuck. But I was still on my high because I was still in the middle of my addiction. And it wasn't until one night that I overdosed in my bedroom, the same night that I found out my brother overdosed and went to the hospital. And I was like, bro, if my mom got a phone call that she lost both her kids in the same night, like, she got 3 kids, but still.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that to my mom. And for me, that was enough. And so, like, that was, I think, one of the first times in my life where I was like, self-love is necessary. Like, you have to learn how to love yourself. You have to learn how to be a better version of you. And I finally learned how to like love that person in the mirror. And then I met probably one of my healthier young relationships. His name's Zedek. Hey, love you. But he was friends with me and my brother's friend groups kind of intermingled, even though he was 9 years older than me. We were like the definition of dirty ghetto kids, the skateboarders, like, and I remember walking downstairs to my brother's living room one day, and I saw like this super, super handsome, light skin, he had blue eyes, and he skateboarded, and I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, okay.
What's your name?
And he ended up like seeking me out. And I remember the day he texted me, because his name is Zedek, but it's spelled Tsedeq.
I was gonna ask. Okay. Word.
So he texted me one day and was like, hey, this is Zedek. And I was like, who the fuck is this? Because I'm like, to set a qua. Like, what?
What am I reading right now?
And I was at my friend Andy's house, and I was like, hey, Andy, how would you say this name? And he's like, Zedek? And I was like, oh,
Zedek.
Oh! I know who that is. You know? And I think that was one of my moments that I was like, oh, wait, like, you really are beautiful. Because he was, like, one of the most handsome men I'd ever seen at that time. And I was like, oh, oh. And, like, I think that was one of my first, like, okay, yeah, like, we're really, the more we love ourselves, like,
the better they
the
get.
more, yeah, and, like, and the more, like, things change and grow and develop, and, like, that whole relationship with someone else, that's the one I told you that ended up paralyzed in a car accident.
That's right.
So, but he was one of my first, like, real loves. I have nothing but love for him to this day, even after everything. Like, you know, we weren't meant for each other, but I'm so appreciative of that role that he played, because I don't know how long it would have taken me from there. I know I would have fallen into that, like, hey girl, you gotta love yourself, you gotta choose you, because I was always that friend that's like, I'll fight for my friends, but fuck myself.
Yeah, 1000%.
You know, but he was a good turning point for me, and I realized that. And it's funny, I don't think I really realized that until sitting here talking about all this through you, because you go through these timelines and you're like, oh shit. So, you know, thanks, Zedek, I appreciate you.
No, that's so real.
Yeah.
I would say it wasn't until I did a lot of it by myself. I didn't have a lot of hype men until, like, probably, like, now with you and everything, where you're like, girl, show that ass. And I'm like,
have you seen this, girl?
But no, it was like, but that was just because, like, for 7 fucking years, I was with somebody who was like,
the guy you were with in the dude you were with in high school, you were with for 7 years?
Yeah, I was with him for 7, and then I was with another guy for 7.
Oh shit.
Yeah, talk about the lives I've lived. So that's why I'd be like, we're a child again. We have adulted so much, we don't need to adult no more.
Girl, 7 years at that young age is crazy. Like,
it's also low-key, I think,
3 years was a lot. Yeah. Well, how much older was he than you?
4 years. So I was 14, he was 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that also brings, so that was like one of those where it was like,
that makes that control factor make so much more sense.
1000%.
So much more sense.
Oh, 100%. Because then it was like, once I finally started coming into my own.
Why do I want to get in the gym?
Exactly. Because out of nowhere, I was like, it was like such a blindside where it's like, oh, now you're getting yourself better for what? You just got this job. What's happening? Blah, blah, blah. And so it was just like, yeah, I finally feel good about the weight that I'm at. I can start dressing nice, started wearing crop tops and everything. And it was just like a whole
hard no
booty shorts, like, oh my god, how dare you.
That was my man after Zedek.
Yeah, so like coming into this last 7 years, that one, same thing. It was just like cover up, and then it's you're like, but if you're around me, then it's fine. But we're not going outside. You're mine.
That's what it is. Like, you're mine. You're not for the streets. You're not.
Yeah, no, the streets don't mean no nothing. And it was very much like he used to always be like, you're my diamond, and I keep my diamond close. And I'm like, okay, but diamonds are meant to be.
That's so manipulative.
Yeah, talking about like basically want to be like, you're in my trophy case.
Let me glorify you, but let me also find a way to make sure you know that you're amazing, but you're
only amazing to me.
To me and people.
Yeah, because everybody else is like a threat. And I'm like, okay, but you know how to fight. What's the problem?
That's exactly why everybody else is a threat.
So I'm just like, and then
you said he don't know how to fight?
No, he do. So I was like, sir, you could. Well, I don't know what the issue is, but he was very much just like cover up, which brought more into like, okay, I could go back into my tomboy
Did he
phase.
just make you cover up, or did he make you dress in ways that were like made you look purposefully not cute?
No, I would say, no, it was more so just like the baggier the clothes, the better.
Okay.
And then like if there was anything too tight, then it was just immediately like, who are you here to impress? And it's like, I'm just dressing because I feel good today.
Right.
Like,
mine would literally go
80 degrees outside and you want me to be in sweatpants.
Would he buy your clothes for you too?
No. Okay. I was funding this, but you know what? I was a great sugar mama. That's how it feels. I was a great bank in a lot of ways.
Girl, me too.
I was a great
Okay, when I
bank.
say mine was buying my clothes with my own money. He would go buy me clothes with my own money and be like, this is what I want you to wear.
I was buying him clothes, actually. Yeah. I was like, hold on, I funded his closet and his shoe collection.
Yup, same here.
But then when it came to me, it was like,
But see, that was his way of controlling me. He bought me clothes that he said would look good on me. Bro, I look like a fucking 8-year-old boy.
Yeah, no, he
would buy me the ugliest fucking clothes that were baggy, like, you know how you put on shit that is just not for your body. He would purposefully buy stuff like that and be like, oh my god, I love this. This is my favorite. Up all nice. And he would look fly. I mean, kinda.
Yeah,
he was his douchebagginess really showed.
Yeah, but like you know, in comparison, it was like you clearly.
And at the time, I was like, okay. I'm just gonna, this is what my man thinks I look cute in.
Yeah, right, because we're like, it's fine.
But that's what I was asking if he did, because, I mean, that might have just been projection, but, like sometimes that control is so intense that they're like, I don't even trust you to put on baggy enough clothes. Here, I got you. I got you pants that I think are baggy enough. Like, I got you shirts that I think are baggy enough.
1000%, because it's like, I'd wear a dress, and then he'd be like, oh, you look nice, and then be like, but, like, you're doing too much. And I was like,
Ow, and talk about like a little confidence killer, but you're
right. And so I'm like, what? But he'd also be the type that would make me think about my body in such a way where it was like he would praise it. It'd be like, oh, you have such a beautiful body, but then he would say shit like, but you don't really got an ass like that though. And I'd be like, so then I'm like, well, what kind of ass do I have? He's like, you got good hips. He was like, that's what makes you. You got good hips. But, like, ass, like, not so much. Then I'd be like, my ass? Like, that's been my prized possession since I can remember. Yeah. And now I'm being told that it is not the prize that I think it is. And I was like, that's crazy. Or, like, same with my titties.
And that's so intentional. You know that's intentional. Like, now as an adult.
Same with, like, my boobs. Like, not wearing a bra? Oh, fucking horrible. Like, how dare you have nipples just be free? And it's like, we all know what titties look like. Like, what is the fucking issue? Like,
and
my
the
shirt's
nipples, everyone's favorite part. Hello.
Whatever, though. And it was just like, dude, but like because he experienced these when they were bigger. And then they went down to the itty bitty titty committee.
Isn't that sad?
Such a humbling thing.
People got to appreciate that.
Had udders and stuff. And it was just like, he would kind of bring that up too. But then also hit you with but I didn't want to make you self-confident, so I didn't say anything. He was like, oh.
You should have just told him his dick was small and left it at that. Like, I'm glad I'm healed because, man, I wish somebody would now. Man, Connie, I love you because the shit I would say to any man now that, like, but it's just so weird looking back at that. It's like you were saying earlier, like, sometimes it's embarrassing. I don't remember your exact verbiage. Like, sometimes it's embarrassing or you forget to love the girl that you used to be. Yeah. But sometimes you look back and you're like...
Sometimes it'd be a little cringe when I look and I'm like,
so
oh, honey,
cringe. Like,
the
you
mindset.
took so much shit that now... And it's so crazy. Like, now that I won't take that type of shit either, the type of men that I attract and the type of man that I have is so far elevated beyond the men I've dealt with in the past. It's like, oh wait, they go hand in hand. The confidence, all that stuff goes like,
like
what?
They confident. They're like
what?
Shake that ass, bitch. They hype you up. That's the point. Is they're supposed to hype you up
Literally.
And keep you going, not fucking be like, yeah, I like this, but we're gonna keep it just like this.
Right.
It's that you like it because it's wild.
Well, and it's that whole concept of like, if it's that easy to be taken, then it really ain't yours. So I'm sorry, but if your man can't be around other women because you afraid that that you got a different problem on your hands, it has nothing to do. Yeah, because there's a lot of beautiful women, there's a lot of handsome men in this world, and if that's the issue, then it's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time, bruh. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like even to this day, like I still have bouts of it where it's like coming to the show. I was like, fuck, it's early as shit, and I had to wake up even earlier, so I really didn't plan. I've never been the type that plans my outfits, really. Okay. I just like wake up and I'm like, what am I gonna wear today? Yeah. So I was like, fuck, and then my hair, and I was like, oh my god, and then hair. Oh,
we can talk about hair forever.
The hair is the whole thing, but it's like not knowing how to do your curly hair, and then your hair changes every 7 years, so your curls either get really tight or they get looser.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, you're serious?
No, like every 7, because your cells in your body change you get new cells every 7 years.
Basically, mind.
Like your whole, it's like your skin and everything sheds its entire like. So every 7 years. No, for real. So like I can like when I was first born, my shit was like Shirley Temple curls, very tight. And then as I got older, they got looser and looser and looser. And this is probably like, I don't know what kind of phase I'm in right now with my hair. But then also the same with like, your hair gets used to certain products, so you have to switch it up. Otherwise, it gets like kind of dependent. So it's like
saying that just brought me so much weirdly peace, because like when I was a kid, like my hair was pin straight, it was a little toe head, and then probably around like 7 or 8, it got really frizzy and poofy. Yep. And then when I hit puberty, it got curly. Yep. And then it got curlier, and then when I just had my son, it went straight again. And I've had the hardest, and that makes sense because some that's 20, I'm 31, like that's literally 4 cycles of hair, and I'm.
It was so, that helped me so much when I was thinking about it, because I was like, I want my curls to be like this,
and
but they're like this
so depressed lately.
Nah, it's just part of the cycle change. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then my hair is already long as it is, so it's like the heavier your hair, the looser the curl kind of is until you start cutting it. And then next thing you know, you got shit that's like up here, and then once it's
all of a sudden it shrunk 2 inches.
Yeah, so you got to really learn how to like work with your hair, and like I think hair ties a lot into your confidence, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I also used to think I had a big ass forehead. I still do sometimes. Where
You
it's
do
like,
not have all things you, and see, that's the weirdest.
But that was the thing, is like, that man used to tell me I had a big ass head.
And that's crazy.
Yeah,
Bro.
he would massage me.
You want to
like,
do forehead comparison real quick?
I'm just saying.
We can.
Yeah, he was like, you got a big ass head. I said, well, there's a lot in here, so I guess be fucking grateful.
Fucking smart.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I always used to think I had a big head, so it was like getting braids I didn't want to do, because I was like, that bitch about to be on like
that's crazy
flat screen TV on that
you're
shit.
so
and then
funny.
I didn't know how to do edges at the time either. Oh, edges were a new thing for me, and I was like, I
See,
can do
I'm
this.
not gonna lie, Black women teaching me about edges has been one of the things that has like brought me some of the most confidence in my hair, because as it's gotten frizzier and stuff, I have these baby hairs that stick up. Like, I did a video not too long ago, and they and I mean, they're insane. And I went through I would not put my hair up for the longest time, and then but I didn't know what to do with it when it was down either.
Yeah.
So I just I felt like this. My friends used to joke and say I was a Thundercat. So it was like I did not know what to do. So like when Black women actually taught me how to properly do my edges, like, and I know there's a fine line between appreciation and appropriation. Like, that brought me so much confidence in my hair and completely changed like my perspective on how I'm able to do that stuff.
Gotta get the edges done.
Like, I cannot even tell you. Like, it was literally the difference of walking out the door feeling like a wet dog. And I'm not joking. Like, you look crazy, and I also don't wear makeup.
Yeah.
So like, when you don't wear makeup and your hair isn't also put together, like at least a little bit, like it's a little bit like, yeah, like, and being honest, like, and I'm white.
Makeup?
Yeah, I went through my
the makeup phase
like,
too?
but that
Yeah,
was I went
was
through
really
it so
rough.
young when
I
like I didn't know
really
how to
bad
do it.
acne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My acne didn't come in until I got out the sun.
Oh,
I
that's
always
right.
had good skin until I started working, and then I got out the sun, and then that shit said.
Oh, I had such acne, and my grandma always used to be like, I don't know why you have acne.
Yeah, because y'all stress me
Your
out.
mom didn't have acne, and I'm like, good for you. But here I am, and it was like to the point where it was like face acne, back acne.
Girl, that was stress, because with what you've told me and with what you've shared with that was stress. That was stuff your grandma put on you because of the shit that she spoke.
Now, I will say that, like,
in a loving way.
Yeah, in a loving way. But I will say, like, when I look back at those pictures of, like, how bad my acne was, and knowing that I had a man, I was like, oh, shit.
And, you know, that's diet. That's what, and
Fuck.
we'll talk, like, you want to talk about
that was not
a lot
cute.
of, like, and I mean, this is, like, maybe stuff we don't want to talk about.
Food.
Well, not even just greasy-ass food and stuff, too. Like, people don't take into consideration, like, the cleanliness of your partner, and I'm not talking outside
1,000%.
cleanliness. I'm talking about what you put into your body, because what comes out of that man and goes into you is going to change the stuff that's in your body. So if this man is unbalanced, his everything is messed up, his sperm's going to be the same way.
Oh, 1,000%.
So it will 100% mess with your skin. It'll mess with everything.
Yeah,
that was one of the first signs of my ex, that I was dealing with like a demon, and I blamed it on just work. And I'm like, girl, it's work for sure too.
It's there,
it's work for
but
sure
it's also
too. But as soon as
that motherfucker come out,
it changes everything.
Oh yeah, like I tried wearing, like, that was also like just like, again, like being told growing up, like, where's your makeup, where's your eyebrows? Like, I got my eyebrows done like as soon as I can remember getting.
Did
my
you do the crazy
lips
eyelashes?
waxed. No, eyelashes I couldn't get with because they're just too fucking much for me.
Not like fake eyelashes, but the thick mascara.
Oh yeah,
that was
and then
the
having to
phase
like
I
go
was
through
in.
with like my tweezers to like
to separate
my
them.
lashes. Yeah, no, it was like so. Oh my god, it was so much. But it's like I always pride myself now where I'm like, I don't need makeup.
I know, me too.
I'm cute without
I'm in
it.
the same boat.
But when I do wear it, it's like
I don't know how to do it anymore.
I don't know how to do like the foundation shit, but like eyebrows, eyelashes.
I can't do anything. I tried like
eyeshadow.
I've been practicing with lip liner, and low key I put it on before I came in here, and I'm like, oh, your lip looks stupid in the camera. So
I think it's a vibe.
So, but like I tried. I look like a fucking clown. Like it's been
then
so long. I
neck.
can't. I don't know how to like even just
bronzer,
the eyebrows and
highlighter.
Stuff. I can't even do mascara anymore. I tried to put on mascara and it ended up down here. I don't know how it got over here, but
I don't know. I try to play with it where it's like I'll do cool colorful lipstick now and like blue eyelashes.
I need a good friend just to be like, hey Tori, let me just come do your makeup.
That's it. Does somebody want to play? Because like I'm not trying to do too much, but it's like you want to have fun.
Do it for
have
me
fun.
and tell me
like,
I'm pretty.
Yeah, right. It's like you feel different when you do makeup. It is an art. I give it that. Like
Oh,
I think
the
anybody
people
who
that
do
do
makeup
it?
is like fucking creative.
Kudos.
Because it's like You could do your eyebrows a certain way. You could have eyebrows and make different eyebrows.
Literally.
Like, that shit's fucking dope.
You can change the shape of your nose.
Yeah, like, change yourself, babe. But then also it's like, that's where it's like,
catfish at the same
if you're
time.
not doing it for fun, that's where I'd say just like reevaluate your relationship with it. Because like the only reason I do makeup is because I just want to have fun and I just want to like look a little different that day. But it's like overall I'm not doing it because I need a boost.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying catfish in terms of like catfishing other people. I mean like catfishing yourself. Like you can't fall in love with this fake image of yourself in the mirror and then when that mask comes off, because like I went to schools with that and I went through that time period of where like I'm only pretty with my makeup on so I'm not going to take it off. And you're like, that's damaging. Like that's equally as damaging as
especially
all the
doing
other
it
shit.
young. It's just like, fuck, dude. Like,
yeah, and I feel like that's all started really young. We were in the time period where it was like, and you're younger than me. You're like,
what year are you?
I'm 94.
97.
Okay.
3 years.
Okay.
Gang, gang.
So like
90s.
Connie's 98. I'm like burly.
98's a weird one too, but we'll give it to them.
So it's like we were in that time period though where it was like parents were finally letting you to start doing makeup younger and stuff. So it was like I feel like the makeup came into play in like middle school, 7th, 8th grade, and then got really intense in high school.
It's interesting. I feel like I was able to do body mod, like get piercings all I want.
Really?
But makeup, it was still like, but because like everybody did makeup, it wasn't a surprise when I was like, yeah, I need to get makeup. And then they tried to get the makeup that was for acne, which again, like it's just all bad. But once I stopped doing all that shit, it was real one came out. But
your mom let you get piercings when you were young?
10, because we'd go do it together.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we do the piercings
I had to
together.
hide that shit
Those
from
would be the
my
little
mom.
things that we could do. But it's like, other than that, it was like,
don't think about using a tampon.
I'm gonna go ask
though.
grandma, actually.
Really?
Let me go ask grandma for
So
some
you were
shit.
still cool with your grandma?
My grandma's more the mom,
Really?
for sure. She was the emotionally available one versus mom. My mom is more like sister to me, and like distant sisters for sure. So it's like we kind of vibed with each other like that. And plus, she worked 2 jobs, so it wasn't like she was always there. And when she was there, it was like, you know, you want to decompress. Yeah, it's like you got 2 fucking kids, and then you work in 2 jobs, then you gotta beat dead ass fucking stepdad who's not doing anything. It's just there. And so it's just like it's a single mom who works 2 jobs. And so it was just like, I don't know, it's just like when it probably was, when she was available for it, I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
Type of.
That's fair.
You know, so it was
That's
like.
fair. That's the hard part when you're a kid. I think a lot of the times parents forget, like, hey, I'm the child in this situation, so, like, I know you got time for me now, but being disregarded for so long, I kind of get to a point, I'm like, all right, I'm cool.
Yeah, and then they wonder, like, why don't you open up to me? And it's like, I did try.
I tried a few
But you
times.
weren't available, and now I've learned how to cope without, so we're good. I got another person to go talk to.
You said your mom had a lot of self-confidence issues, too, right?
Well, and she was a dancer.
Oh.
So she did like ballet and jazz and all that stuff. So
and
like she went through the whole like you need to be skinny and this and this, but she's like low-key a midget. So then she's small. So there's always
you said she's like 4'10", right?
4'9", I think now, because like she'd be shrinking. Like I was 5'3", and then I lost weight and went to 5'2", and I thought that was crazy because like they don't talk about
5'4",
how much you grow in all capacities, and then you lose that shit and it comes right back to how you're supposed to be. So yeah, I would say like she went through it enough, but like she wasn't too vocal in the sense of like how my grandma was. It was definitely my grandma who'd always be like, "Oh, Ransom, your stomach," or "Why are you wearing that?"
Did your mom like talk bad about herself though? Like was she like, "Oh, I need to lose weight," or "I'm fat"? Like you never heard your mom.
She did talk about her weight a lot, but like it always used to perplex me because it was like she was big, but she would eat like a bite of her plate, then it would be like she's like, "I'm full," and so like I'd say now when I look,
even though she was a dancer. Or, like, she got big later?
Big for them, yeah, for sure. Really? Even then, like, I mean, she was probably what I'd say is ideal now. But, like, the dancer community, you need to be a very... And then when she got titties, and she said she got titties because of all the hormones in the meat at that point, and she just, like, in the milk, it just was, like... That it also became a problem because, again, it's, like... Dancers have a very specific silhouette, and they're not very fat-based.
They don't want you curvy, yeah.
They don't want you curvy, so there was, like... Yeah, so she would talk a lot more of just, like, I don't know, it wasn't, like, out loud, but, like, I was so observant. I caught all the stuff. So it was like, oh, I see, she's navigating this, and then, like, if her and my stepdad were having arguments, and he'd say shit, I'd be like, why did you say it like that? And, you know, so it's just, like, shit like that, and then, like, eventually I would just, like, looking at myself, and I'd be like, well, that's how she looks like now, like... do I want to look like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like.
I think a lot of that comes from our parents, like, because thankfully I'm able to have these conversations with my mom. Like, kudos to my mom for being able to have some of these hard conversations, because like, same thing, like, when you hear your parents talking about themselves that way, and then you look at yourself, or you hear people be like, oh my God, you look just like your mom. You're like, I think my mom's beautiful, but my mom just said she was a fat cow, and you said I look like my mom?
Okay, because
like,
for
then you
real,
really start
you're
looking
just
at
like,
yourself.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Like, you hyping me up, but then you over here downing yourself. Like, this
100%. So it's very weird the way insecurities work and how it's passed on.
And then, like, if my grandma would say anything, I would try to, like, rebuttal it. My mom would be like, it's okay, she used to do that to me, too. It kind of enables the behavior to be like, well, I dealt with it, so now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn
like,
to
good
deal
luck,
with it.
because I've tried all these things.
And that stings. Like, as a mom, that stings, because your number one role is to protect your children from the same trauma that you went through, and to teach them about healthy boundaries, which is the people that love you should have no problem with you ever drawing healthy boundaries.
100%. And it was like,
and I wish somebody would with my kids.
Yeah. And then it's like with the eyebrows, like I said, it was getting waxed as quick as possible, and it's like, this has been, I think, now a year and a half of not doing my eyebrows.
Look at you.
Thanks. And that was really just because, I don't remember what my eyebrows look like before getting them done. It's like, I know what they look like done, and the very specific shape it likes. But I was like, how bad was it that, like, my grandma was like, we need to get your eyebrows waxed? And so, like, now looking at my hair, I'm like,
a lot of that's rooted in jealousy, though. Like, a lot of that's rooted in jealousy, because this is your grandma that is your mom's mom. So, like, we always have to acknowledge, and I will debate this through and through with every fucking white person. There's always a lot of that stemming from jealousy. Like, the beautiful skin, the beautiful hair, the thick eyebrows, the nice eyelashes. Like, there's always going to be this, until you deal with it, there's always going to be this subconscious, like, oh, I wish I could be her. I wish I could have her hair. And since I can't, I'm going to try to make her more like me. So that way I don't have to sit here and look at something.
My grandma has, like, curly hair like this. Like, it's starting to get better, but she refuses to fucking do it, so she'll just straighten it all the time. Yeah. I'm just like, if you don't... Like, she still gets her grays colored to this fucking day. She's going to do it till she dies, she says. And I'm like... Really? So there's so many things about her that I'm just like, I can't wait to get gray hair if I get it. Like, I'm going to embrace the curly hair.
Even when you have gray hair, it's going to look so cool. You're going to have that silver gray, too, where
but not
it's,
only
like,
that, it's also,
silvery.
like, kind of coming into the whole, like, genetics and stuff. Like, truthfully, if you're taking care of yourself, you won't even get grays. So it's like...
Really?
You shouldn't really be getting grays. Like, if you keep your body optimal, like, yes, your body's going to age, and that's just part of, like, the whole, like, change in evolution. But it's like, if you genuinely are, like, doing the shit, you really shouldn't be, like...
I guess that makes sense. My brain just immediately didn't tie gray hair to just strictly aging. So, you know, like, because I had friends in high school that, like, you know, started graying. And, like, you know what I mean?
It's so telling, and it's like, it's not just stress. It's like, there's so many factors involved, but it's like, we can remedy a lot of this. But I think we've been talking for, like, ever at this point, and... we got another one to do, so I'm gonna end us here, but I know we're gonna come back and do another one, and we're also gonna have Connie coming up in here, and we're gonna do an episode with Connie, because
male body image is crazy.
Yes, because we need the males to talk about it. I want to hear more. It was because it's a silent thing. It's like, you can tell when they're going through their confidence stuff, and it's like the way they just start working out and shit, and you're just like, but it's like, it's not like, you don't hear that verbal, like, why are you feeling this way? Did somebody say something? Did
especially
you see
when you're
something?
An athlete or anything, you know,
and the athletes,
so quick.
I feel like that's such a thing that carries even into, like, because, like, that 170 or the athlete
peak, or
what would I say? It's like, no, that, like, that athlete, like, mindset, I guess, or whatever. Like, there's a word that I need to use for it, but I'm blanking. But it's like, that shit travels way past its due date. It's like, you're retired now, babes. You didn't make it. Sit your ass down. It's like, you know, like, if you're athletic, like, be athletic. But yeah, so
that'll be a fun one. That'll be a good conversation.
It'll be a very good conversation. Woohoo! What was I gonna say? Well, I mean, usually I let people hype themselves up, but, like, you got anything going on? Yeah.
We're moving.
Yeah, she's moving, yes. And good vibes, but no.
I mean, all I guess I'd have to say is just, if there's anything you take from this, is just remember to love the phase that you're at, because it's so hard to move on from that if you don't love where you're at. Love where you're at so you can get to where you're going.
Internal validation is way more important than the external.
Yes.
Like, if you can't give it to yourself, if you can't give yourself permission to do and take care of yourself, if you can't be honest with yourself, it's like, it's going to be really hard. And I always say, like, the first step of self-love is self-honesty. If you can't be honest, then that means you're not aware and you're not being mindful. And then how are you to really implement, oh, I'm going to love myself now, if you don't even know what it is that you're lacking or how to love. Because it's so... There's so many levels to loving yourself that people also don't think about. But it's like... And
that's a whole nother... We could go on about that forever, too.
For 2 hours. But yes, so thank you for coming on and being vulnerable and open about your experiences.
Yeah, thank you, too. Thank you. Yeah, it was cool having the different sides of the coin, too.
Oh,
it was like similar experiences, different sides of the coin. But
we all look in the mirror at the end of the day and we're like...
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, literally. And hey, like, no matter what change you've been through, be proud of yourself. Yeah, even if you're not where you want to be, like, don't find that pride. Don't let anyone else be proud of you. You be fucking proud of yourself.
1000%.
Love yourself, be proud of yourself, and get to where you're going. Like, we all got this.
Love that version.
And girls, quit being so fucking mean to each other.
We supposed to be out here lifting each other up, hyping each other up, dancing in the most, and yet we over here being competition for what? Like... That's what I'm saying. If you remember you're the catch, like, bruh, everything works out for you.
For real.
So, yes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Thanks for having me again.
Thank you for being here, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
You gotta get ready, dude.